All our suffering, all human suffering, I believe, is a consequence of the conversations we have. Conversations we have about why things happen. Maybe it's luck. Conversations we have about how results are more important than experience. How the only thing that matters is whether you make money. How good guys finish last. How things are getting worse. Conversations about how we have no power. About how the rich are rotten or the poor are greedy. All these conversations we have. And if you have them often enough, you start believing them. And conversations can take many forms. They can take the form of actual conversations with people, or they're the movies we watch, the books we read, television shows, the news programs, the newspapers, the websites. It's all a conversation. Human beings communicating with each other. It's all a conversation. The books you write are a conversation. When I teach fearless marketing, which really isn't about marketing, but about the emotional challenges of selling our work, I remind my students, you're having a conversation with your reader. You're offering them a chance to have a conversation about the kind of book you've written. This podcast is a conversation about how to write fearlessly, what that means. And when I do my interviews on Author to Author, the other podcast I have, which you should check out, it's awesome. But when I have them, the the best compliment I can receive at the end of those, after we finish, after I push stop record and the author and I talk for a little bit before we say farewell, the best compliment they can give me is, and I frequently get it, is that was fun. Yeah, that's a good conversation. A good conversation leaves you feeling better at the end of it than you did at the beginning of it. That's a good story. That's a good song. That's a good show. That's a good conversation. And the only way I know how to change, look, we don't need to change the world. The world is the world. What needs to change, if you want change in yourself, is your mind. It's what you think. It's the only change that's necessary. And the best way to change is to have better conversations. To have conversations that leave you feeling better. That's what we shoot for. Then better is better is better. How do you know you've written a good sentence? Good sentence. Because of how it feels, right? How it feels when the sentence goes in. It feels natural. It feels like it's a part of the story. It feels authentic. How do you know if it's not a good sentence? It feels forced. It feels awkward. It feels dead. We want good conversations. And when you have them, you start believing those. You start believing the subject of the good conversation. Start believing that experience is more important than results. Start believing there's no such thing as luck, really. It's just your focus. You start believing that your focus is the most important thing, the most important tool you have, because it's the only thing you have control over. Have good conversations. You start realizing we're all basically the same. The differences really aren't that interesting or important. Well, maybe they're interesting, but they're not that important. Start realizing love is more important than fear. That's what a good conversation is. So you just keep having them. Your books, the stories you tell are conversation. And you offer them to the world so that the reader and yourself, because in order to offer it to the reader, you had to do your part. You had to receive the story, the essay, the poem. You had to receive it first. You started the conversation, so you're having it. But you offer it because those conversations, the better conversations, that's what allows people to change their mind. The world doesn't need to be changed, but minds always need to be changed. Oh my God. Do they ever? Do they ever? Yeah. Hey, listen, thanks for tuning in. I hope you like this conversation. And if you don't want to miss the conversation, subscribe. You know how it works. It's good. And sometimes if you want to do something to help this, if you think other people would benefit from this conversation, well, first of all, share it Come on, share it. That's part of the conversation. I do that sometimes, not a lot, but I do. Yeah, I do. Share it or hit subscribe. Come on. You know how to do that. Hit like, subscribe, all that stuff. Okay, listen, this has been a lot of fun. Until next week, this is Bill Kenower. Stay fearless.